Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Arabic خطوات. In this video, we're going to look at how we can read Arabic by paying attention to what level we belong to. So we're going to start looking at strategies to help you learn how to read on your own without the help of the instructor. Sometimes you do definitely need your ustad or ustada to guide you throughout the process, but many of our learners are self-learning and they have to acquire some sort of discipline and consistency when it comes to learning Arabic and reading Arabic script. For novice learners, there is a whole different strategy as well as beginners, intermediate, and advanced learners. I'm just going to share with you how we can do that on our own, and then I'll be using different resources again to help you throughout the process. For novice learners, like you have seen before in one of Arabic videos, khatawat videos on how to read in Arabic, number one rule, which is, I would say, you have to read the Arabic alphabet. And when you read the Arabic alphabet, what you have to focus on, those deep and soft sounds. So pay attention, you're looking at those deep sounds as well as soft sounds. I will give you an example. For example, when I'm writing a word, I would write the word the, and then la, dhalam. This word means darkness. And then I have nur, and this word means light. When I'm looking at nur and the lam, I have to pay attention to the long vowels I have. So for me, I need to make sure I highlight the long vowels. And then I have to also pay attention to the short cases. So over here, I have fatha, and sukoon. Then I have dhamma. This is a long vowel, and I'm pausing at the end. I always pause at the end for novice learners because the ending or case ending requires grammar or exposure to grammar, but I want my learners to be cognizant of the sounds, not the grammar ending. So I need to make sure I go like the, lam, nur. So I go with the strategy. I break down the word into syllables like you would do in English. And sometimes you have words that have 2 syllables, words that have 3 syllables. But focus on those short words, not longer ones, because you're trying to pick up an intonation. So the second part you have to pay attention to is how you are breaking down the word and how many letters you can pronounce at a time. So those, we call them syllables. And then, for instance, the, you actually have the over here, and then the la goes separate. So you go the, la, the, lam. This is for novice learners. For beginner levels, what they start doing as they proceed or learn to be more comfortable with the sounds is they start blending these two parts together and they go like the lam. But for novice learners, just go with one letter at a time, which is in this case the, and then because there is no long vowel, so you go 1, the. 2, you read the second letter with the long vowel. La, you always read the letters with long vowels. The, la, and then you have The second one has actually 2 syllables, And in this case, we're going to stick to what I just said. The letter has to be read with the long vowel that it is attached to. So the noon is attached to wow, and I have to read it as nur, light. So I go nu, I have to say nu, and then I have ra. As I'm doing this activity, I am reading the deep sounds, and I'm also reading the soft sounds. So I'm going nu, nur, nur. And this is my second strategy. I go with this one, and then 2. That's it. This one has 3 syllables. Once you become comfortable reading 2 sounds or 1 sound at a time, it becomes a lot easier for you to break down your reading and move on to the other levels. So I'm going to give you a few more words you can practice with, and I will even show you some other scripts where you can see the font and you can read with short cases and without short cases. So I can take actually this word, which means room, حجرة. And another hint, make sure you know how to read your own handwriting. So I will go, I still have to learn how to write and how to read my own handwriting. You can color code the letters, and then you can color code the short cases. So over here I have حجرة. I will color code. That way I can recognize the short cases. حجرة. We learned in previous lessons that we don't pronounce the ta marbuta or the circled ta. Let me zoom in so you can see the word closely. Okay, just a moment. There you go. So I'm reading the, la, m, and I'm reading nur, and then I have to read حجرة, حجرة. Over here, I will show you how I can break this down, because I'm not reading حجرة. I'm blending 2 sounds together. Basically, I'm bringing the h and the j together, and I'm saying حج, 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 حج. And then I'm going ra, ra. So over here, I'm making 2 sounds. حج, حج, ra. When I say 2 sounds, I mean 2 syllables, because I am pronouncing this part all at once, and I'm going حج, حج. And I'm pronouncing this part over here at once, and I'm going ra. This means room. حجرة, حجرة. I will go again and pick another word from here. Let's say, okay, I want to read طاولة over here. طاولة, طاولة. So what I have to do is write the word myself and then break it down. So over here, I will read the word and I will write it down so you can see what it looks like and how I am reading it. So, طا, وي, لا. And watch how I'm doing it. I'm going, again, color coding, طا, وي, لا. طا, وي, لا. I'll show you what is happening over here. I'll take these. I'm going طا at once, and I'm going وي, and then I'm going لا. So what I'm reading is طاولة. I look at it again and I go طاولة. طاولة. And as I move to the second part of the word, I blend these two together and I go طاولة. So first, I learn how to say it as slowly as possible. Then I learn how to go from one syllable to two syllables. So طاولة. طاولة. So over here is we, la, but I go طاولة. And I have to read it out loud. طاولة. So let me put the translation so you can see. This is a reading practice for novice learners. And as we move to the beginner level, we need to learn when the word begins and when it starts and what sounds. And I can also look at where the word begins and where the word starts. So over here we have ظلام, dark. It's like darkness. ظلام, نور, light. حجرة, room. طاولة, table. Novice learners have to stick to learning sounds and words at a time. It doesn't matter if the text is large, you have to break it down. So let's say I have this entire sentence that I need to read. At the novice level, I have to stick to this checklist. Read the sounds and break down the word to a point where you're able to see. And the most important part, this is very important, is learn to read your own handwriting. Your handwriting. If you're not able to recognize your own script, it will be hard for you to recognize Arabic script because you're copying the script. So for you, you need to see how you're writing and see how the actual letter looks like. And then you are reading both because you need to write your own notes and you need to be able to read your own notes. So over here, what I'm going to do is I could just keep writing random words in Arabic. And then I will have you maybe practice and put in the comment section how you were able to apply this strategy. So here, remember we're going to do, I'll put my list over here, sound, and then I have to make sure that I do the syllables. So I do syllables, and then I have to remember to compile a good set of vocabulary. And of course, this is all to learn how to read in Arabic. And of course, it's for novice learners. So remember, this is for novice. Novice is people who still learn how to write and read in Arabic. So over here, I'm going to write, like I said, random words. And then in the comment section, you can tell me if you were able to apply this strategy. The word here is قريب. I'll zoom in. And you can also see how I'm writing it. And then you can, of course, practice at your own pace. So قريب. قريب. نافذة. نافذة. مجلة. مجلة. صحيفة. قريب. Here we go, you can see it. Okay. قريب. نافذة. مجلة. صحيفة. And then I will put كراسي. I'm giving you different words that have deep and soft sounds. You have over here about 5 words. Okay? And I will be putting the short cases. قريب. نافذة. مجلة. صحيفة. كراسي. The other important thing to remember, and I'll highlight this one over here, you need to remember تشكيل, which is vocalization. And تشكيل in Arabic, here I'll just zoom out. تشكيل in Arabic meaning you have to put the short cases where they belong. So I will write over here, let me use another type of pen over here. So I'm going to write تشكيل, which is vocalization, and in Arabic we write تشكيل. تشكيل are the short cases, and they help you articulate the sound. So let's put again the meaning. قريب, close. نافذة, window, نافذة. مجلة, magazine. صحيفة, journal or newspaper. كراسي, chairs. And we learned darkness, light, room, and of course طاولة. تشكيل, when you put your words, write as big as possible. I can rewrite maybe other words from this over here, which is maktaba, and I can write bigger. That way I can see my writing if I want to. Maktaba. Like we learned before, when you are writing in Arabic, make sure you level your writing to a point where you're able to see the size of each letter. So I'm going maktaba. Tashkil gives me short cases. It gives me long vowels. And tashkil helps me remember which letters take short cases and which letters do not take short cases. So long vowels, they do not take short cases. No short cases on long vowels. And you can see it over here. Keel, keel. No short cases, but they are what? You have to remember alif, waw, and ya. Sometimes also you will end up looking at alif maqsura. This is another letter that doesn't have short cases, but you can see that there's that little tiny dagger. No short cases on alif maqsura, just for those who are learning alif maqsura. No short cases or dots. Okay, so alif maqsura should have no short cases or dots. So you can just take notes like that and then try to apply your strategy. For me, or for any other novice learner, I would select words that have short cases first. Then I can take the exact same text. I believe this one also has another copy. where I have the word with short cases and I have the word again without short cases. So literally I'm looking at hujra, and I have to recognize it. I see it with short cases, I read it without short cases. So over here, look how I'm looking at it again. So I'll just get it closer so you can see. Over here, there you go. So you have hujra, and then you have it here with short cases. Hujra, room, hujra. And I have to recognize also other words. Bayt, maybe julus. When you see a letter without short cases, when you first learn how to read, children's books, and I'll show you a couple resources. Pick children's books, short stories. So over here, this is a cute goat. I can show you that this is a really cute children's story that I found that has short cases. When I look at a word with short cases, it helps me recognize the letter and it helps me practice how to read using tashkil. So I go sakanat. And you see how I'm pausing at the end. Sakanat, there is a sukun. And this one refers to she lived. Ma'iza. If you see these two short cases, it's tanween. And I'll zoom in again so you can see the words closely. And you have sakanat, ma'iza, baytan jadidan. And when I have tanween, I go double the same short case. In this case, the short case is dhamma, and it's u, and I make two sounds of dhamma, and it becomes un. Ma'izatun, baytan jadidan. We can look at tanween in a different lesson, but now just recognize the letters, recognize the short cases, and try to break it down. If you feel comfortable with this word, copy it to your notes and make sure you recognize it by writing it, meaning you have to read your own notes. Please, I will repeat this again. Read your own notes, read your own Arabic notes. And then you keep looking at those children's books. Another resource you can use, and this one, I'm going to look at this resource over here. And this one, I don't know if there's too much light over there, but I will see. There you go. Okay, that should be fine. This one over here, you can find so many picture dictionaries online. This one, I just found a copy of this dictionary. It has French, Arabic, and English. So when you're looking at the word, you could also recognize the word from maybe transliteration. When they would put transliteration like Jamal, they would say Jamal, Jamal. So you could read through transliteration, but don't rely on transliteration at all times. Just look at it the first time. Try to transition to the Arabic script. That way you can master reading in Arabic. Over here, let me zoom in. There you go. Here. Some children's books do have short cases. Some children's picture dictionaries might not have short cases. So this one for novice learners, I think you would rely on listening. If the online or if there are online resources for you to read along, you can use your listening skills and look at the word. So here it doesn't have many short cases, so I'm just going to read it over here. توجد توجد توجد. So you have to look at the letter and see what short case you could place on it. So tu, you place dhamma, and of course the wow, nothing there because you're not saying tawa, you're saying tu. You're not making any W sound. So توجد الدمية على يمين الأريكة. توجد الدمية على يمين الأريكة. Even for novice learners, they can rely on listening skills by accessing material that has audio files, and then of course you read along. I think that would be all for the novice learners, and inshallah we'll be looking at how we can read at a beginner level. And the beginner level, we will look at the word boundaries. Where does the word start? Where does the word end? When can you pause and when can you just keep going, meaning a punctuation in Arabic. So I'll see you inshallah in the upcoming video. Assalamu alaikum.